The Volkswagen Ameo is one of the most underrated cars on sale currently. It is a compact sedan, which means it goes up against the likes of the Maruti Dzire and the Honda Amaze, which in itself is tough competition. No wonder it doesn't exactly fly off the shelves. Now, but is that reason enough to avoid or not consider the Volkswagen Ameo? We don't think so. In fact, it might have a few aces up its sleeve. So here's a quick rundown on what's good and what's not about the Volkswagen Ameo, because we feel it does belong in your consideration set. All you have to do is close the door of the Ameo to realize how solidly built it is. And even on the inside, the fit and finish everywhere, the way the dials and buttons operate, and the look and feel of the plastic, especially the steering area, just makes you feel that this car is going to last for a very, very long time. But we won't exactly call the interiors plush. Now, Volkswagen's also got the seating position, particularly for the driver, absolutely spot on. So you've got a seat that adjusts for movement here, then you've got a backrest that you can adjust, and then you've got height adjust as well. But that's not all. You can then adjust the steering for reach and for rake. So what it does, it gives you the perfect driving position, no matter whether it's you or a taller person or a shorter person. It just helps a different type of driver, a particular type of driver, to get the right driving position. And then the visibility on the Ameo is also very good. So you've got thin A-pillars, you've got a dash that's not very high, so you have good visibility at the front, and then you've got these glass areas in the C-pillar, which helps to look through, especially when you're coming and joining into a main road. It helps with the visibility. Now, the Ameo's diesel is the most powerful diesel in its class. No wonder it does the 0 to 100 sprint in just a little over 10 seconds. And in case if you're wondering, that's significantly quicker than the Dzire. The engine is a 1.5 litre unit. It makes around 110 horsepower and 250 Newton meters of torque, and that torque comes in and at as early as 1500 RPM. So you've got this really flat torque curve. So if you're at 1500 or above, the Ameo, it just pulls like a train every time you get on the gas. And even though it's a diesel engine, if you rev it, it doesn't sound all that bad. In fact, it sounds a bit sporty. And thanks to all that torque, the flat torque curve, the Ameo has been giving us 14 kmpl in the city, which I think is really good. Now, this engine is mated to a 5-speed slick shifting gearbox. It has nice short throws, precise throws, and it just falls to hand as if it were designed for me. So ergonomically, it's really well done. Now, the Ameo also does well in the driving dynamics department, but that's something that almost every Volkswagen that we've driven does well at. The Ameo steering, it's a little heavy, but it is precise, it's quick, and there's enough feedback to keep you engaged. So when you turn into a corner, you know exactly how much steering input to put in, and the front end bites, and then there's a bit of roll, but not enough to take the interest away. It just keeps you quite involved. It's also quite planted in a straight line, and that's a really good thing, because the way it gets to 3-digit speeds in such a hurry that you don't even notice that you're there. But the Ameo feels planted. Even if you want to make quick direction changes at speed, it just stays flat. It won't get its rear moving. So, and that's a very confidence-inspiring feeling. The brakes, again, good bite, good feel, good progression. So dynamically, well solved. The Ameo's multimedia system isn't anything exotic, we will give you that. But it's the touch interface that has us completely floored. The response, the lack of delay, and the exactness of the system makes it lovely to use. And of course, there's Apple CarPlay and Android Auto as well. Now, I'm no expert at sound quality, but I think this system does well in that regard as well. Well, it plays my Punjabi playlist at a high volume without cracking or destroying my eardrums. And it has voice control. Play Amazon Music. The Ameo has acceptable wheelbase for its class, but it is narrower and not as tall as its competitors. Also, the space utilization inside isn't the best in its segment. So not only does it have a comparatively smaller boot, it also loses out on usable leg and headroom compared to its competition. Now, whether you are an existing Volkswagen owner or not, the general perception is that the brand's after-sales service is not all that good. And like they say, there can't be smoke without fire. So there has to be some amount of truth in that. Now, VW says that it's working towards improving its after-sales network. In fact, it has been at it for a while. Has it improved? Well, I don't know, but it's definitely worth looking into. So there you have it, the good and not so good about the Volkswagen Ameo. Now, if you agree with what we've said, do like, comment and subscribe. And even if you don't agree, do comment and let us know. Thank you for watching.